Hello, and welcome back to Subnautica with yours truly, Azarmorph. And, yep, first of all, I need to apologise for the delay in getting this episode out. It's basically just down to the back injury I sustained. I couldn't sit in front of the computer, so it's been a bit of a delay there. But the other news here is that we've, 2 weeks ago, from the point of this video coming up, the development came out that we were talking about when I was doing the Cyclops, which is that we've now got the wreckage to explore. Now, the interesting is I logged on about a few moments ago just to check it out and started to record this episode, but I had to stop in my tracks, and the reason for this is as such. I clicked on load game, and there's the game. It's all saved, all tidy, but if I was to click on it, it basically shows that the game is outdated, and what it's telling me is that yes, you can play, and yes, the new terrain and everything that's part of the game will load, however you won't get the full crash site experience. So, what does that mean for me? It means that this episode is going to be delayed slightly more. Now, not for you, for me. I've got to go and do some work now. I'm going to have to go and create a new survival world and get out there and get us back up to where we had the Cyclops. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go off and do the grind now and get us back to the Cyclops, and then when we're at that point, I'll come back. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to record the footage that I'm doing, and I'm going to edit that in case we get the ship explosion, because that's the thing that I want to cover from this. So I'm just going to log in now. Little update on the expansion already, and that is the interface. Here we go, we've got the equipment rack, so we've got breathing equipment, some, don't know if there's a shoulder things or whatever, any suiting, etc. That will be the radiation that we require to protect ourselves when we're at the ship. Now, what did we get in the storage this time? Because it is random. We got silver ore, diamond ore, and I got a rebreather. Oh, and a first aid kit. That's new. So let's come over here. And we'll go through resources. Obviously, we haven't found anything yet, so it's electronic. Okay. Ooh, that's new. That is new. We've got subs, and they show everything this time, whereas before it was if you didn't have it, it wouldn't show it. Survival, water. Filtered water, disinfected water. And we got food, which we haven't seen yet. Equipment, tank, fins, first aid kit. So that's fibres, just from the resources. Ah, so there's lots of new stuff.
Aurora, zero life signs detected. Lethal radiation levels detected. The main drive core has malfunctioned. The primary dark matter containment field has dropped to 36% amplitude.
Ooh.
Continuing to monitor.
So yes, they've now put everything. They've got everything covered now. I think they're developing this all the time, but that's development. And obviously the ship's going to go boom soon, because we heard the that is going to go boom soon. It's at 30%. So right, okay. Did I put that? No, didn't put it on. Ah, there we go. Ignore depth and environmental breathing effects. Oh, okay.
Emergency. Readings from the Aurora show severe instability in the primary drive core. The central dark matter reactor will reach a supercritical state in T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
And there she blows. Whoa, cool, that was quite impressive, wasn't it? Right then, at least that's now captured the exploding ship, so I guess what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go on and carry on making the ships, get over there, have a look. However, this does change my initial thoughts, because I was going to make the underwater base elsewhere on the map, but I think it will probably be good to make a underwater base right near the wreckage so that we can salvage it as to the best we can. Right, okay, I'm going to crack on, get these ships doing, and be back shortly. Okay, we're back in our escape pod, and it's just a little bit of an update, as I've been out and about collecting materials for things. Number one, you'll see that we've got quite a lot of creeper vine in here. Quite a lot of that, which is fibre. Never really used it before, but you'll notice here that if we eat it, we could get food +3 and hydration +1. That is very useful to know. Me eat a little bit more of it, but that's not the reason why I've collected it. I'll come to that in a second. Next one here is that we've got a new creature, an I'll show you again. It's on the hotbar. But quite interesting is that over the time I've managed to pick up 4 status rifle fragments, which I didn't even come across that many when I was doing it in the other world. So this is all good. They're obviously dropping more of these down so you can collect it. So, creeper vines. Let's go and have a look over here of why we're doing creeper vines. Let's go into materials. It's not there. Where is it? Azarmorph, come on. There we go. First aid kit. Before, if you got injured, which is the 100 in the red, % in the red down on the left hand side, if you got injured, you could just eat, which I must do shortly.
Nutrient levels decreasing.
And that's by default.
Recommended.
Yep, I know. If you ate something, your health would slowly work its way back up. However, that doesn't seem to be the case. It would seem that we need a first aid kit now. To get bleach, what do we need? We need salt deposits and calcium chunks. Now, calcium chunks are interesting. Let's just have a little bit of fish and a bit of water just to kind of stabilise. And let's show you before we go back outside. This is the little Aye. Quite interesting little dude, isn't it? Right, okay. Let's go and get ourselves some calcium. Just night time again. It always seems to be night time, but there we go. We'll head over to here. And these are what we're looking for. I didn't use these either because they didn't seem to do anything. So they've now started to make other things become useful. Coral chunks. So now we can make bleach. So let's just grab a couple more of those. Either that or just to make it beforehand, but at least it's a new thing. Grab you whilst we're out. You might as well grab a few things whilst we're out here. And I've noticed one thing since the expansion. I've suffered a little bit more lag. You might have picked up on it at the end of the explosion scene, which we filmed. But I do seem to be picking up a little bit more lag spikes. It puts his teeth back in. Right, so let's make ourselves a first aid kit. Let me make some bleach first. Let me make a couple of these. Just see what I mean? Just a little bit of lag. We can even turn down the settings. It doesn't seem to help. There we go. And we'll make another bleach. So I'm just going to have to work on how to resolve this matter. So it's 4 fibres and a bleach to make a first aid kit. Now I don't know how much health that'll add back to us, but we'll just have a look at it. There we go. Yeah, so I've got a couple of first aid kit, one of them on me, and then I've got all those. Right, so it was just a little update on these parts. So I'm now going to go off and use, as you can see, I've got some enamel. Going to go off and get some glass together, and we're beginning to work our way through the titanium ingots so we can get the Cyclops and start back up. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this kicked in because it's very noisy, and I'll catch you back in a moment. And we're back, and would you believe it? Whilst recording this episode, they've gone and released yet another update. Quite a bit of graphical updates, which is really nice to see. For example, cooked fish now, and they've got cured fish, because things seem to be starting to rot, because now we've got rotting creep vines, and when I had fish, but I've eaten it all up because it's getting a little bit low, they were decomposing. So, that's quite an interesting twist. You can't fill up with just your ordinary stuff. You've got to do something to it, food-wise, and the cured stuff. Salt deposits, which is like the old sailors used to do, which has barrels of salt, and stick the fish in it to keep them good. Now, what we're going to do is, I've been busy, we're going to make a couple of things, because I have actually got us back to our Cyclops. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, Cyclops, which you can see flashing over there. It's now got its bird beacons before just had the flash before. We've now got the shape of the ship, And there's also our little buggy area, but we're probably a bit too close to see it. Anyhow, so I'm going to open up here and have a look at it, because I was actually going to empty all this, and then I realised I haven't got any tools with me. So what I wanted to do, and I thought I'd just do this on camera with yourselves, is make some tools. Now the first one I want to do is the builder. I've made the computer chip and the battery. The builder will be needed for moving ourselves over. So let's get that done. And the second piece of the kit that I wanted to do was the welder. Ah, I need magnesium. That was the one piece I hadn't done yet. So magnesium being 3 salt deposits. So fortunately I hadn't cooked up all my food, and then we'll have a builder, which is good. And that's the fabricator. That's it. So let's see what we've got here. We've got the welder. And we've got this. So I want to do the welder out, because the welder will repair this and stop it scooping by it. Where is it? Hello, welder. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Ah, that's not what I'm looking for. And there you go. Right, now I've repaired that. Oh, I think I just saw the little ship down there. What I want to do now is I want to make... That's not going to be in there. What I want to make is a fragment analyzer and a little chip. The reason why I want to do it is, if you have a look down here, mine's gone, and I think that's down to the recent update. Maybe it's because I was doing a bit of developing and disappeared and then came back and it disappeared. Don't quite know. Maybe it's one of those bugs that you get with a game that's still in very much development. So that's one thing I want to do, but I'll need a computer chip. So let's have a look. Open up. And there is not the materials I require for that. So, because what I would like to do is I'd like to now move across the Cyclops. So what I want to do is get the materials together to make a locker, fabricate also titanium. We've got the glass, and basically move out of here. Really, it's time to move home. So let's just see if I can fill everything up. Yeah, you can. Good. Flashlight as well. Good. Right. Okay. So we're going to say goodbye to here. I wonder if you can.
New creature discovered.
I wonder if I put builder on. Let's put builder on. Crafting. Ooh, got those nice things you can do. So you can make the lock. You make the locker here, fabricator. So that's why. Bikeman Holy. That's new. So that's why you need the builder, is to make the pieces of kit. So let's go into our later Azarmorph and head over and dock into our Cyclops. So we're now back, well, there or thereabouts, to where we were before the big expansion came out with the blown up ship. Now look at that. I think they've done a bit of work graphically to this. It's looking very pretty. Very pretty indeed. So let's get docked, and then we'll get set up. Thank you, Cyclops. Very good, and there's the Azarmorph in there. What I'm thinking is here. This is an ideal location for storage, analyzers, fabricators, etc. So let's get the let's get the old builder out, and we'll build ourselves a fabricator, methinks, and we'll stick it. We don't want to stick it. Do I want to stick the fabricator? So it's like grab the stuff, make it, grab the stuff, make it, or grab the stuff, make it. As I'm right-handed, I'm going to put it here. So let me do it. Oh, that's nice. So we now got a fabricator, and then we're going to go for a locker. Which isn't one to go there. Oh, it's one to go there. But it sits slightly off the wall. I know what does it. There we go. We'll put one there. Now, of course, yeah, that's good. I wonder if I can make another one. Place it. Oh, am I going to get lucky to have? No. Now I realise I could put them like this, so I could actually get 3. One in there, and then another one there. No. So we'll do that on that side, if need be, because we're not going to. Yeah, we probably will do for. I've just noticed this looks like it's see-through. Sorry about that. It's just one of those moments where you look at something and go, hey, wait a minute, you're actually see-through. So let's get rid of all this stuff and get ourselves nicely emptied. Battery. No, I want the knife. Keep the knife. But I'll put the builder, welder, and torchlight in. Lithium in there. Reinforced hull. Found the reinforced hull. At the moment, it was looking but this is before the recent expansion. It was looking like the little safes kicking around was quite interesting. We'll get rid of all this. I'll keep the first aid kit on me, and I'll get rid of II. It'd be quite nice if you could actually see items appear on that. Well, that's quite nice. So there we go. Just check the fabricator's all working. It is indeed. Good. Alright, we're going to head off. Now, I am actually quite thirsty, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut and come back with some fish. So I'll see you in a second. Been out collecting some materials and fishes and such like, as I said I would. Been quite successful. I've got some peppers to cook up and some air sacs, which are all good. But I've come across a couple of these, so I thought I'd just get the old recording going again. And we've got a propulsion cannon fragment. And a terraformer fragment. Now, terraform was in the game earlier, but terraforming, you had to spawn in the equipment, so that's interesting. So they must have brought terraform around. And basically, it's a ball of soil that you grab and you either suck it into the machine or you spit it out. I'll show you it once we get something together, as I did have a little play with it to see what it's like. Let's see how much materials we got. 2 more spaces to fill up. Let's get that done, because you see a couple of rocks here. We'll get on back into our ship and we'll get sailing around a little bit. Now, saying it's daytime, because it seemed to always be nighttime in this episode that I came back to you, but seeing it's now daytime, we're going to take a little trip around in our ship. If I can click on the ladder and get up here. And we're going to go for a little jaunt. So let's first of all show you where we are in relation to our big ship. There it is. We're right at the rear end of it. We're just going to keep on chucking around it and see what how the land lies. As you can see, I'm stood back on the escape pod with our Cyclops on the other side of the big ship. Now, the reason why I haven't put the footage in is there was quite a bit of footage to get round there, and predominantly it was just blue screen because I don't think the sea's been generated beyond the ship. There's an area around the ship that's been generated, I know that from the notes, but I really don't think they've gone that far yet on that side, because it was initially just a backdrop, so it's all part of the development. So it wasn't entertaining viewing, I'm afraid to say. But we will go over and reclaim it, and I'll show you the other side of the ship when we do that. Probably won't be in this episode because we are beginning to run shy on time. But one thing I do want to do is I want to get myself healthy again, because as you can see here, I'm on 8% health, because I did get a bit too close on radiation and it did hurt me. So we've got to go and make ourselves some medikits, so that means I've got to go back into dangerous water and cut myself some creeper vines and make myself some medikits. But I thought I'd show you a bit more of this lovely game whilst doing that. Now, where's the creeper vine section? It's around here somewhere. Yeah, creeper vine. And that's it. This is it. There we go. Some creeper vine down here. I've gone already collected some coral and some salt, so let's just... I don't know how many of these, a few of these I would expect, so can't remember, because it doesn't tell me what it is. So we're going to have to find somewhere to build our little base, a little underwater base, and I actually think that near the escape pod for now is probably a good thing to do, because there is a bit of land that's up on near the water surface, which is this outcrop here. Now, I didn't want to build it here initially because of the escape pod, so we're going to have a look at this. This is in a location where we can build one. The next location I'm thinking is at the front of the ship, so where I'm basically facing at the moment. So we're probably going to explore that out as well once I've got the Cyclops, enough batteries to the Cyclops. But let's just see if I can get a medikit up. I've got a little bit of food on me, so first things first, we need to make some bleach. And let's make some more bleach. Excellent. Can't have too many of these, you know, medikits. And one more of those. That'll get me back up to full health. Hopefully. See inventory. Oh, it recovers 50 health. There we go. And relax. Now I just need to eat something. There we go. Now we're going to make a battery, and then I think we're going to call it an episode, really. Now let's just go through this. So electronics. What we need to do is power cells. So we need to make 2 batteries. Fortunately enough, I've got some copper. No, and the copper on me. So let's just see what we need again. I don't have the copper, so copper for that. 2 batteries in silicone. We know what makes silicone. It's 2 quartz. So let's just grab that. We're back. So let's see what we can do with this. We needed silicone, didn't we? So let's grab a bit of that. And listen to the funky music whilst we make it. Right, okay. Now let's see what else we need to do to get this power cell done. Silicone done. Batteries. We need a battery. I think I might have enough to make yet another battery. See if we can get a couple of these done. So, as I say, I need about 7 of these. So that's going to be a bit of a pain, but you know, we're going to get through 2 of these. Wiring and power cell 1. And
caution, mild dehydration detected. Fluid intake recommended.
So it's saying I need some water. There we go. Now, oh, it's not all I had. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. There you go.
Vital signs
All
stabilizing.
about that as well. Looks like I gotta go and do the usual of collecting other things. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it an episode now. It's been a recap episode, as I've said. However, we're now back to where we should be. And, yeah, so we'll now make progress. So in the next episode, what we're going to do is we're going to go and reclaim our ship, find somewhere to build our base, prepare our radiation suits, etc. And if we have time, get into the ship. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I know it's been a bit of a catch-up and a bit of a funny game, but it's a beautiful game, and I wanted to share it with you. Hopefully that was the right choice. But until next time, boys, girls, ladies and gentlemen, aliens and other life forms, and fish included, stay safe.